Locking down the country to avert a public health crisis from COVID is escalating a new one, experts are saying. Counties across the United States are seeing drug and alcohol use skyrocket. Traffic for the website rehab.com is reportedly up 382% in the last 30 days as people look for ways to combat substance abuse and mental health problems. Now, it's all part of what my next guest calls a pandemic within a pandemic. Joining me now is Tim Ryan, addiction expert and star of the A&E special Dope Man. He's also the founder of A Man in Recovery Foundation. Tim, you're a former heroin addict yourself, so I know this issue is so important to you personally, as well as this is what you do professionally. But why isn't this getting more attention?
Thank you, Laura. You know, unfortunately, prior to the COVID epidemic, people were making acceptable, another 180 people died today. And it's just passive now. The government, the presidents, the past president, the current president have not allocated enough funds for people struggling with substance abuse, mental health issues to find proper care. You have families that have, private insurance or are in the position to cash pay, they can usually find treatment. But a lot of the families that have state insurance or no insurance are left to the wayside. Now we have this pandemic within a pandemic. The next crisis is going to be the mental health and substance abuse crisis. We're just on the beginning. I
want people to understand what recovery is like for addicts. It's already really hard. Relapses are common, especially with a drug like heroin. And this is what they're saying, Tim, about the struggle to stay sober during this crisis. Watch.
Recovery for me isn't just not using, it's trying to get to meetings where you can get that support, and a lot of that support has been cut off.
When people are anxious, they're looking to quell and calm that. People don't like feeling uncomfortable in their skin.
It's almost impossible to get sober by yourself. You need other people that have been through what you've been through, or else you're just screwed.
When you take it to the recovery aspect of it, how hard is it to stay sober when you don't have interaction in person with others?
People in recovery need connection and purpose. To be able to go get a 30-day or a 60 or a 90-day or a 6-month or a 12-month coin saying I'm 12 months clean and sober, you can't do that. Yes, people are able to do Zoom meetings and connecting through FaceTime, but it's not the same. These 12-step-based meetings or fellowship meetings in general should be essential because the relapse rate is through the roof for opiates, for alcoholism, for mental health, and for suicide. Our phones are ringing off the hook. Every day I'm reading more and more and more phone calls about people that have relapsed that have been 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years clean and sober because they've lost their connection.
Check this out. From March 15th to May 20th, in Shelby County, Tennessee, and it includes Memphis, there were 112 deaths from drug overdoses and 88 from COVID. And Tim, while that's not the same for every area, and of course we're not minimizing COVID deaths here, but the health director in that county says this jump for the opioid deaths was unprecedented. That was the quote.
It's happening nationwide, even where I originally was from, DuPage County, Illinois. In 3 weeks, they had over 20 opiate overdose deaths. They've only had 25 COVID deaths over the past, 8-9 weeks here. Opiates are still one of the #1 killers. Alcoholism is the #1 killer out there, and we're not talking about it, and there's not enough resources and not enough avenues for people to find help.
Tim, I think you hit the nail on the head when we talked about what is and what is not essential. A pot dispensary, a liquor store is called essential, but 12-step meetings and fellowship meetings are not? Or just basic worship is not? That's insanity. And we're going to see a lot more problems. I hope we learn from this. Tim, thank you for being out there advocating for people who frankly do not have a voice in recovery and those who are currently addicted. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coming up as